Hey, all right, everybody, look. I got a suspension seat post and a bigger battery. Right, okay, here we are with the L20 Boost. I've got the bigger 16 amp hour battery that Engwe sent me. So we'll test out, we'll go for a bit of a ride, but I've also got a suspension seat post. Now, this was in the shed. I haven't bought it for the video. I did actually have this lying around in the shed, and the size is 27.2, and I think this is 27.2 as well. We'll find out when I undo this and try and fit it in. So we'll put the big battery on, we'll put the suspension seat on, because a man of my age likes comfort. So we'll see what it's like. Now, the only problem is if you did have a suspension seat post, then you lose the ability to flip the seat up to take the battery out easily. So you'd have to keep undoing this bracket by here. So I don't know if there is an actual suspension seat post with a flip up function. If you know of one, put it in the comment section. If you know of a suspension seat post that actually has the flip-in seat, you know what I mean. The seat flips up so you can get the battery out. Anyway, let's put the seat post in and put the battery in. Now, before I put it in, I'll try and give you a little bit of a closer peek if it focuses on a bit there. I don't know if you can see, it's got the minimum insertion and it says 27.2 at the end there. You can adjust it if it focuses on it. There is some adjustment on there. You can turn that to make it harder or softer. And then I've got the old, make like that to focus. I've got the old big bum seat on there. So let's put it on. Right, okay, let's just put that by there. Hope it stays there. Stay there. Now, I have done this up very tight, so this is going to hurt my hands to undo this, because I did it very, very tight. Oh, there we go. So let's take that one out. And hopefully, now, I have got a bit more. Have I got a bit more length in there? No, it's about the same size, I'd say. Not far off, look. So let's pop this one in here and see if it is the same size. Hopefully it is. Looks like it is. Minimum insertion is, but there, you'd have to be very tall to be up there. Now, you've got to remember that when you put a suspension seat in, when you're sitting there, that bit's going to go down. So I think I'm going to go somewhere about by there, and then we can adjust that a little bit later on when I sit in there. Let's make sure it's straight. Let's push that tight. I have got this tight. Oh, I think I'm going to have to undo that a bit. I think I'm going to have to undo this a little tiny bit, like that. A little bit more, because it might be a slightly bigger. Let's give it a good push now. Hey, here we go. That's tight. Right, okay. Big battery fitted. Suspension seat post on. Let's jump on this just to see what it's like. Let's pop on like that. Then it does go down a bit, and you can see by there, look, I'm bouncing up and down. So when I go for a ride now, it should be a little bit more comfortable. So let's get this bike out on the old open road. Right, okay, here we are out on the open road. I've got to get around this roundabout a second. So let's get around here after this car's gone. Now, let's give it a bit of a boost. Now, somebody said in the comment section that when you try levels 1 to 5, it doesn't seem to make much difference. Now, I've just been trying, let me get to a more quieter road because it's a bit busy by here, so let me get round past that roundabout by there. That car went nice and wide in, which was nice. Give me plenty of room. There's a car coming behind me again as well, but I'm gonna go up to the middle of the roundabout, like so. I'll get around this roundabout and then I'll try and explain what that person was saying. So let's get round by here. Now, I'm just using the pedal assist on his own without the boost function, and he said that level 1, let's just try it. I'm pedaling now, was just coming in, that was level 1. Let me try level 5, and he said there's no difference, and I think he's right. I think he's right that it doesn't seem to be much difference. Let me go to level 1 again. It's hard to change the levels with gloves on. Right, I come to the end of the road again now, so I need another road to test it. But what he's saying basically is levels 1 to 5 seem to be very similar. Now I don't know if it's different with if the boost function changes with the levels 1 to 5 or if it's all the same. So let's get around here. There's a car coming. I'll have to wait. Now the boost function, like I said in the last video, the boost function is very good because as soon as you put your foot on the pedal, it goes straight away, so it's easy to pedal off with the boost function. Now let's stop by here a second. Now I'm in level 1, right? There's level 1. So let's pedal off without the boost. I can feel it kicking in. Let's pedal away. I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it. I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it. It's got to almost 15 miles per hour. Let's pull over. Let's pull over by here. Let's put it in level 5. Right, level 5. Let's try the same thing again. And I think he is correct that it does feel the same. It does feel exactly the same. So let's stop again. Let's try level 1. Down to level 1 there. It's a bit weird why it's got levels, but it doesn't seem to be making much difference. So let's engage the boost button. We'll pedal away, and it feels like it's full boost. Scooby-doo, Scooby-doo, Scooby-dee-doo, Skibidi-da-dee-doo. Boost engaged! Across the road. Right. So, I'll stop by here again. Let's get around this gate thing. Like that. I'll put in level 5. Engage the boost button. Engage pedal mode. Press down. It just feels the same. So I think that person's right. Let me just stop again now. Just make sure I'm doing this right. Down to 1. Boost engaged. Now maybe there is a bit of a difference between. It did feel like a little bit of a difference then. It did. Between 5 and 1 on the boost function, if you know what I mean. But then I'm not quite sure. So I don't know. Maybe Engwe, if you're watching this video, can you put in the comment section, is there the difference between level 1 and 5? And why has it got level 1s to 5 if it doesn't make much of, it doesn't seem to be making much of a difference? Is there a difference in top speed between 1 to 5? Maybe. Let's try that then. Let's try and see how fast I can get pedaling with level 1. I need a bit of a longer road because I keep running out of road. So let's go back down to level 1. Back to level 1. I've gone back up again. It's difficult with gloves on. Now if you go to 0, it does give you nothing. So at least 0 works. Oh! I've just thought of something. Hang about. There's a car wants to come past. Let me just go around the corner a minute. Something's just popped into my head because in the last video I said when you press the minus button the walk function wasn't working, but the twist throttle works like a walk function. Now if I put it onto, let's stop by here a minute. If I put it onto level 0, does the walk function work then? Let's just check. I'm holding it down now. Nothing. So nothing, when you do the walk function, now it mentions the walk function in the manual, but it doesn't seem to do anything at all. Nothing's happening, I can't feel the motor going at all. This, I got to turn it on to 1, haven't I? Like I said in the last one, the twist throttle seems to be the walk function and doesn't seem to be on there. So anyway, which is easier, is easier to do that there than holding a button down there. So let's try and do a top speed test. Let's wait for this Jeep thing. That car's going up. Right, so I'm in level 1, no boost. I'm in gear 4. Let's go up here. See how fast I can get going. Pedaling, I still feel a little bit of assistance. 15, and I think that's about it. So let's go back down to the same place. I'll go right back down to the same place with a bit of boost, and we'll try it again on level 5. I'll put the same amount of effort in, and we'll see if it is exactly the same. And I got a feeling it is, and I know this bit of the video is going over and over the same thing, but I gotta be scientific about it, haven't I? Right, so let's start again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start pedaling. This is just the normal torque sensing pedal assist, and it feels exactly the same. It does feel exactly the same. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So I don't know what it's all about. Anyway, let's engage the boost mode. And I do like the boost mode, because I'm sort of ghost pedaling now. I'm ghost pedaling, and it's going like the clappers. How fast are we going? 19.20. Can I pedal faster? Whoa. 20.6. That's from pedaling, that is. So, but I wasn't putting any pressure onto the crank, if you know what I mean. That was just me ghost pedaling, and that's what I went up to. Now, I have got the bigger battery in. There's a car when I come past now. Let me just pull over to one side, let this car come. Oh, this car's coming everywhere now. Right, let's go over here. Let this car come past me. Right. There's traffic everywhere here. Right. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying now. Ghost pedaling. Oh, I've put the 16 amp hour battery in, so the battery should last longer. It doesn't feel like it's giving me any more oomph, because they both, I've got a maximum of 25 amps on the battery output. I think that's what it says. That must be in the BMS, is 25 amps max. So all it's going to do, it doesn't feel like it's giving you any more acceleration or torque. All it's doing is giving you a longer ride time. So let's go. Now, the suspension seat. I haven't mentioned the suspension seat. Hey! Usually, when I go for the bumps, I was standing up, because the shock goes right through you. It's a very comfortable seat, but I do prefer a suspension seat. And now, that is my age, probably. That's nothing to do with the bike being uncomfortable. That's just me being an old fart. Right, come on then, let's get going. So down by here is a big massive steep hill. It's probably one of the steepest hills I go along, so we'll try that with the boost function, and I think I should be able to get up the hill okay with the boost function, because it is a 48 volt battery, so you're going to get more torque, and it should be enough torque to carry me up that hill. So let's get up to the hill. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you probably have seen me pedal this way in this hill, and this is the steepest hill. I think it is the steepest hill I try. So we'll get around the corner by here, and then we'll have a crack at the hill and see what it's all about. I did have another comment. Somebody left a comment and said that I'm a shill. I'm a shill. Do you know, I work hard to make these videos, try and make these videos the best I can, okay, and I try and be as honest as possible, and then you get comments about people calling you a shill, which is not very nice, is it? Let's go by here, but let this car go past me. Okay, and I try and give my honest opinion on the bikes. I don't get the bikes long enough for me to test them for longevity. I only get them, I have them for a few days, I test them, and I tell you what it feels like to ride. And I mean, that's just the way it is. And I do work hard at editing, filming. It does take a lot of time, so to call me a shill, it's not very nice to say that, is it? But there we are, is their opinion, isn't it? Now, I'm in gear 4 by here, with the boost button on, and I'm a very steep part of the hill. I should have changed the gear, but I haven't, so let's see if I can get up here with that 4th gear. I wish I'd changed gear, but I've still made it. And now I was in gear 4 on a very, very steep hill. So there we go. Rather nice. Now, without the boost button on, hills do become, you know, you've got to put a lot of effort in. So, oh, watch this van. So on the hills, I always use the boost function all the time. I don't know how much more battery. It's the same as using, I don't know, it doesn't quite feel the same as using the throttle, because obviously you've got a pedal to get the full power. Now if I was on that hill there and I'd put in a lower gear, like gear 1, my legs would have been going around a bit faster, so it would have been a little bit easier and the bike would have given me more power. Now I gotta say that the suspension seat post is doing its job. It's smoothing out all the bumps completely. Now I think the suspension seat post wasn't that expensive. I think it was something like, I'm going to say it was either 27 or 29 pound, and I got it from Amazon, and they do all different sizes. They even do for the big size because they give you an adapter as well. So if you do want to buy a seat post, I got it from Amazon. If I remember, I'll try and remember to put the link in the description. But it does make a difference, and if you're not going to be removing the battery, then it doesn't really matter about the tilt-up function on the seat. Right, so if you haven't subscribed, subscribe! Because I do keep getting e-bikes, so I'll keep doing e-bike reviews. Now, I am getting another Engwe e-bike sent to me this week sometime, near the end of the week, so there might be a review, not this week, but maybe next week. It depends on the weather. If it's raining all the time, or it's snowing, or it's ice, I won't be able to do the review. And I think that is it's the it's the LE something, isn't it? LE20, I'm not quite sure, but it's the cargo bike. It's quite a big bike, and I think it's a mid-motor, so that's coming soon to a cinema near you. So that'll be coming soon, so if you subscribe, or if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and you'll be able to see that review come in the next week or two. Now, this bike has got a torque sensor, and the other type is a cadence sensor. So in the comments down below, put down, would you prefer a cadence sensor or a torque sensor? Because a cadence sensor is more of a on-off type thing, and a torque sensor is more of a, you know, the more pressure you put on, the more it rewards you, I suppose, in a way. But when you do press this boost button on here, it does then, once you press the boost button, it's more like when you turn the pedals, it becomes more like a cadence sensor. That's the sort of that's the best way I can describe the boost function, is when you press the boost, it turns into more of a cadence sensor, where as soon as you start turning the crank, it starts giving you the full power. I'm going to slow down by here because I can't might splash me. Right, there we go, it did slow down, which was quite nice. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock, jingle bell roll and mingly mock, dingly dongly wingly woo, a dinky dinky doo. Right, I've put the camera up a little bit higher so you can see a little bit more of what's going on. But if you want to see more of this bike, go back to the last video, because that was the main review of this bike. This is just me modifying the bike with the seat post and the bigger battery. So there's another big hill coming by here, so we'll put the boost function on. I think I can see a Range Rover coming down towards me, so I'm going to stop by here. I don't want to get squished by a Range Rover. There we go, here it comes. Okay. Right, boost function engaged, and off we go up the hill. Woohoo! Let's put it in a lower, let's put it in a gear 2 just to see what is, no, gear 1, right, there we go, gear 1, right. Now my legs are spinning like the clappers. Let's see what it's like now. So this hill is pretty steep as well, and so far easy peasy, lemon squeezy, hands on easy, 1, 2, 3 Oh, it's easy. You've got to keep pedaling on, because if you stop pedaling, obviously then it stops the boost function, so you've got to keep continually pedaling. But I'm putting hardly any effort in by here. So this bike, even though it's classed as a legal 250 watt e-bike, and it stays on the right side of the low, it does give you massive boosts up the hills. And if anybody wants to know where I am, look, there's a signpost by there. Waterloo, la ba di beep ba da boop ba doo. Waterloo, it's down that way. So if you want to look where I am. Now, I've been riding for a bit now and the battery is still on full. Don't take any notice of the 12.4 miles because that's from the last ride and this ride. But obviously the difference is a bigger battery means you keep a full battery for longer. So anyway, let's carry on down here. Down here, is that a rainbow? I don't know if you can see this on camera. There's a rainbow just peeking out in the sky by there, which means there's a bit of rain over there. I don't know if I show up on camera, but I can see a rainbow. I can see a rainbow. I'm just waffling now, and right, let's get going. Oh, I've turned the power off. Let's put the power on, isn't it? Right, here we go. So these bikes, all these bikes are the same. The big fat tyre bikes, they're a little bit heavy, and without assistance they are quite hard to pedal. So let's just pedal along without the boost function on for a second, just to see what it's like. Now on the flat it's quite nice actually. I think it's going to start raining in a minute. Now this isn't going to be a particularly long video. I'm just trying out the other battery, and I can see from the battery bars that the 16 amp hour battery is lasting longer compared to the 13 amp hour battery, because by now I would have lost a bar, because that's what it was like when I tested the last battery. Going up hills, going up all these big hills does suck the power out of the battery. So you can see that a 16 amp hour battery, well, it's obvious, isn't it? A 16 amp hour battery is going to last longer. Now on the website you can buy this bike with the normal 13 amp hour battery. I think it's on offer, and then obviously if you buy the 2 batteries you have got to pay more. But what you could do is, I suppose some people have done it, is you've got a front rack and a rear rack, so you could put the spare battery in a bag on the rack or just on the back behind with some cable strap things, and then once this one runs out you can plug the other one in. So really, if you do buy the double battery, you've got 29 amp hours altogether, which is, you're going to go quite far. You're going to go quite far. So I think it is worth it. If you do long distances, that is. Now, if you haven't watched my previous video on the proper review of this e-bike, in that review I said this bike is a very, very comfy bike, and it is a very, very comfy bike because you're sitting upright, and it is one of the, it's up there. This bike is in my top 10. I'll have to do a top 10 one day, and I think this bike is in my top 10 e-bikes you can buy, not non-modded, you know, non-modified bikes, actual e-bikes you can buy from a shop, delivered to your house, ready to go. And I'd say this bike is in my top 10. Now it is quite cold today, a little bit drizzly. I have got 3 coats on, so I don't feel too bad. I've got thermal trousers on underneath my trousers as well, just to keep me warm and toasty, because it is that time of year. I'm filming this December the 2nd, I think it is today. So it is cold and it's wet and it gets dark early, so you've got to wrap up warm. And it's windy as well. And talking of rain and wind and cold and all them sorts of things, I think these bikes are they're not, what's the word? They're water resistant. That's the word, isn't it? All these e-bikes are water resistant, they're not waterproof. You can't drop them in a lake. So they're all water resistant, but they're not waterproof, if that makes any sense. Anyway, we're going to come down the other side of the hill now, so this is the big hill going down. So I don't need to pedal at all. I don't like the look of the cloud in front of me. It is drizzling a little bit on my head. Now I'm not going to go too fast down this hill because, well, first of all, the rain is blowing into this bit here, into my face. And it's cold blowing into my face. And the roads are not the best, are they? They're all a bit, the racing drivers use the term greasy. The road's a bit greasy. Well, it's wet actually. It's more than greasy, it's wet. So I'm doing 20 miles an hour. There's a car coming to the side of me now. Let's pull over for this car, then go past. Okay. It's best to always let cars go past you because they'll always get agitated, so if you're on a bike, just do the right thing. If you're slowing cars down, just pull over and let cars go past you, and then everybody's happy. Anyway, I think that'll be the end of the video, so I'm going to carry on going back to the house. I'll end the video back at the house. So there you go, that's my second review of the Engwe L20 Boost with the bigger battery in and the slight modification with the suspension seat post in. If you did like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ahoy!